after a little bit of a break there. Sorry for anyone that might have missed out there. I was gone for a little bit. This last week's been kind of crazy. But we are back at it, and we are good to go. I think we last left off, we were heading back to... Let's see, we were headed back to... What's the place called? It's been long enough now, I forgot. Durgan's Battery. That's where it was. We're heading back to Durgan's Battery. We gotta reforge Abaddon's hammer, I think it is. And then we're gonna go try and find the source of this craziness. Get rid of it. Off we go.
Thou see lost your leaves.
Oh. Okay, gotta come with this.
What is it? Brave, thou see lost your leave.
Grab all that junk, and we'll keep moving. Wasn't there a dude around here somewhere? Maybe he was over here. I thought there was a dude around here somewhere. Oh. What the? Ooh, what? Where? I guess they ran into something? Okay. Off we go. Foundry. Who do I have to talk to exactly? Alright, let's go back to Foundry then. Alright, I'm here. Fragment of Abdomin's hand grows warm. It is only a fraction of the size of the original, but there is enough metal to create a hammer fit for a person of your size to wield. In this forge, the fragment can be shaped anew. Let's do it. Call to mind every memory you have witnessed of the Great Hammer. The image coalesces and takes shape in your mind's eye. You know every curve, every engraving, even as a shapeless lump of metal, you can see the fragment for what it is meant to become. The fragment is shaped on the way forward. Sweat drizzles down your body and puddles at your feet. Your arms grow sore with each swing of your forge hammer until you can barely lift it. Minutes turn to hours. As Abaddon's hammer begins to take shape, the ring of your own hammer against it takes on a familiar tone, one that you've heard in your dreams. With each strike, an image flashes in your mind. It is hazy at first, but it gains detail as the hammer begins to resemble the original. Over time, the image becomes a frozen landscape centered around a cratered lake. Eyeless patrol its frozen surface in droves, and this can only be the place Andra described, Karen's Scar. The eyeless pause here, and when you strike and look up, as though hearing the echo of the wind. In the distance, as more details appear, you can see other landmarks, Stalwart, Durgan's Battery, and you understand where the lake lies in the White March and where you must take this hammer. Finally, with the careful etching of the last detail with your chisel, the hammer is complete. No sooner do you make the final mark than you feel a pure, radiant energy pulse from within it, like a mechanical heartbeat. This is an indescribable beauty to this shape, and the weight and design, it feels as if this is the realization of the metal's purpose. You take up the hammer and its power rushes over you in waves and shakes your body so hard you nearly drop to your knees. The tremors pass, but the surge of power remains. The hair on your arms stand on end, and your hand is a faithful recreation of a divine instrument.
I know you're holding the weapon of a god, but don't let it go to your head.
I know you're holding the weapon of God, don't let it go to your head? What are you talking about?
I've heard enough.
She's right. We've got to fight together.
Wengra sees you and points enthusiastically.
See, Darian? He'll tell you. We can stop him!
Tension crackles in the air. Darren whirls and cuts Wengra off with a chopping motion.
If he's seen them, he knows better.
What's going on here?
Something killed a whole crew of hunters out in the wood. Tore them apart like dolls, insects.
Something like the creatures that attacked my fort, perhaps?
I told ya! All we gotta do is get him in range of these cannons, and then we blast him!
We don't even know what they are.
I do. They're known as the Eyeless.
What's your plan for dealing with them exactly?
The Eyeless are hidden in Karen's Scar, and I'll face them there.
That lake's notorious! Folk never come back from that... Oh!
You'll need all the help you can get. I have fewer men to offer than I would like, but the Iron Flail stands ready. Our siege weapons are at your disposal.
The same ones you threw at the battery's walls?
These Eyeless will come for us all if they aren't stopped here and now.
Forget it. You're not bringing your army into our backyard. Tell him.
Idric's right. We need to work together. There's no time to worry about what's past.
Guess you're right. Won't be anything left of Stalwart if we don't stop these monsters anyway.
We'll assemble at Karen's Scar and await your orders. Be ready, my friend. It will be a great battle.
You know, those heavy cannons you fixed might come in handy. Hear me out. Karen's Scar should be just in range for those guns. You just point out your target and I'll do the rest.
If those things are on the move, we don't have much time. If you're really gonna stop them, take this. It's the best of the ore we've pulled from Stalwart's mines. It's not much, but it's good enough to make the old Pargrunen smiths proud. I'm sorry about what I said before. Just don't take it out on the rest of the village.
Alright. And call the return's aid by using the Burning Pitch Trebuchet ability. Alright. And a burning... okay. You can call on the cannons. Excellent. What does this hammer do? Like, how strong is this hammer? Legendary. An AoE stun. Oh boy, I like this already. 4 extra might. 10 accuracy against 50 extra damage against Eyeless. Good grief, this thing is amazing. It doesn't have the lifesteal that the other one did, but good grief, this one's strong. Let me do something real quick. Just turn it down just a smidge. Use the hammer to destroy the army of the Eyeless at Kieran Scar. Okay. That shouldn't be too difficult. I gain fatigue. But it's not bad. Alright. Destroys Eyeless on a crit. And I have pretty good crit chance. Okay. Not bad. It's definitely worth using. Definitely give it a shot.
Yes. As you wish.
And what must you say now? Any questions?
If doubts and curiosity plague you, you're skinning your knuckles on the wrong door.
I had another vision of you. One of the symbols on your staff was dying.
You see many things that aren't there, Watcher. Perhaps the symbol was for your disappearing sanity, and we are to bid it farewell while you still have the wits to grieve for it.
Thanks, Durance. I saw a symbol with 12 circles. What does it represent?
That symbol? The God Hammer.
Then it was the Godhammer symbol I saw extinguished on your staff.
No riddle there, Watcher. It took 12 of us to build the God Hammer. Afterward, I took my leave of all of them to see what Margaret had in store for me. I've seen none of them since.
You sure there isn't more to the story?
Your kind has a way of interpreting its visions to fit the version of the truth you like best. But Margaret's flame leaves no room for interpretation. Waste the time of others with your distortions and your fever dreams.
Flames may leave no doubt as to what they are, or where they are, but why they are is anyone's guess.
It's always the way of the mad to try to convince others of a reality only they can see. But when your doctrine's the truth, it requires no convincing, only an opening of the eyes. I would purify you, Watcher, if I thought it would help.
Let's see. Oh hey, Durant's ranked up. What's he do here? This, what does this modify? Interdiction. Okay. Increasing the accuracy, weakening them, or inspired flame passive. Or I can get more spells. Interdiction is really good. I use it every encounter. What does weaken do again? Reduce con and might by 2, fort and will by 1. Let's go with the extra accuracy on this. The daze is pretty important. The better chance we have of hitting something with his daze, the better. Alright, let's see here. Actually, let's see. Is there anything else we need to do here? Lair of the Eyeless. No, we just gotta go to Kieran Scar. Alright, let's make sure we save, because this sounds like this is gonna get real here. Alright, let's go to Kieran Scar. That's a lot of eyeless.
Once more I am called upon to set right the gods' transgressions. It has become a tiring refrain.
Alright, Rance. Always something to complain about. Uh-oh.
Brave thou Philos. What?
There we go. Okay, it's been a hot minute since we played again. I gotta remember. I gotta remember all the buffs I was throwing. Okay, his interdiction should be done.
Yes.
Let's put Rage. And then we're going to use Fury.
Hey.
Let's use Knockdown here. Actually, no, we don't want to take that guy. Just hit this one.
Ready, Watcher.
Okay, she should be. What's this? Faster fire rate. That's fine. What weapon does she have? I think she has a ranged weapon. Alright, that's fine. What is this again? This is stun. Yeah, let's get a stun out on these guys as well. And I think we're good after that. Need to probably get that wizard out of the way.
Yes.
Let's have Connor. Let's get the Rance forward. These guys really are not posing too big of a threat. Okay, everyone else. Target him, except for Gustavus. Piss this guy off.
My mom.
Ixtaru!
Down they go.
Brave thou Philos.
Oh, still a guy over here.
Dead on.
Adamant. It's honestly not a bad ring.
Yes.
I think I have better rings on at the moment. Yep. And what does this do? Yeah, extra saves. Quite good. So I think I'll keep that, even though that is pretty good DR. That actually might go really good on Eder. Yeah, you know what? Actually, that'd be really good on Eder. Even when he gets low, so like he gets low HP and then he gains a ton of additional endurance. This is the combusting one, right? Yep. Alright. I think that's gonna be pretty strong on him. Alright. So he already has pretty high. Yeah. 5. He loses attack speed, but that's fine. He doesn't attack fast anyway. And extra con is always useful. 300 plus HP on him is. Yeah, that's.
As you wish.
All in his wheelhouse. Alright. Whoever this was, he's been long dead. What remains of his flesh is blackened and frozen. Well, frozen solid. Sorry, I do have some allergies going on right now. This crater worries you and your 3 companions. It feels wrong, tainted, but the lure of riches is stronger. That giant rock in the center of the lake might contain gold, gems, and more. It took a week of back-breaking labor, but that boat is finished. It may not be entirely watertight, but it'll be enough to get you across the lake and back. You set off from the shore, and an icy wind fills the sail. Sidon grins at you. He expresses the most doubt that the boat would float. A moment later, he's gone, barely managing a scream as a gigantic tentacle yanks him from the boat and under the water. More tentacles emerge from the water. The air is filled with the sound of crackling and splintering wood as the boat gets pulled apart. You dive into the water without a second thought and begin swimming madly for the shore, hoping your friends are doing the same. Your heavy furs weigh you down, but by some miracle, you make it to the land. You hear a burbling sound, and look up and see one of the fish people, an Anguathif, standing over you, its spear raised. You race You rise to your knees, your hands raised, showing you have no weapon, that you pose no threat. Langwathan makes the sound again. Wait, you start to say, but the creature drives its spear deep into your chest before you can say anything else. Mercifully, the agony is brief before the world fades. Well, that is unfortunate.
Well?
Alright, so that's for the heavy cannons. Once per rest. Twice per rest with the trebuchets. Okay.
As you
Alright.
wish.
That should, like, if I get in trouble, for sure, I'll make sure to throw that. But I think our party setup is pretty strong. Alright, fanatics. Rage. That. They're ants. They're out interrupt. Okay. And consecrated ground is next.
What is it?
Okay.
Hey.
Let's try and knock one of these guys down then. There we go. Anything else we want to use? I think just save a lot of our spells right now for when we fight the Eyeless. Use as little as possible against these guys. Put on a bow. Nice strong buff. Healing? No. Alright, we're good. Exceptional large shield. Yeah. Cool. We want to get to the center of the lake, but also worth doing a little exploring, I think. Oh no, not the monks. Not the monks, please. Anything but the monks. Alright, wait for them to get closer. Throw a stun. Okay. Go into rage. Oh god, that's stun. Alright. Alright, let's alright. Let's see if maybe we can get a knockdown or two on these guys. Just keep them on the ground a little bit. Okay, next, let's do this. There we go. Alright, this guy's hurt, but
Yes.
they're not destroying us. Alright, hurt a bit. Monks are always crazy like that. Spell holding consecrated ground. 2 might gauntlets. I'm pretty sure that I have a melee damage bonus. I think that counts. I don't think that's gonna stack. Or will it? Alright, let's see. I don't think it's gonna stack, but I'm gonna check, because if I can get an extra 2 might, that's better than a 10% damage bonus. At this point, anyway. Okay. What's our might at? Let's see. Currently 24. Okay, and let's go here. It does look like that might stack. Oh wait, no, it does not. Okay. I thought it might stack because gloves aren't technically armor. So I'm still not 100% sure what categories are what, but that's fine. So we'll go with the 10% damage bonus still. This... no, I still want the deflection on him. Having deflection is better there, all the way around. Alright, I think we're good.
As you wish.
This yurt is empty, but for a few heavy bed rolls. I probably should have seen that coming. Camping supplies, very nice.
I think I see something. I'll give it a try, at least. As requested.
Nice. Alright. That's everything we need there. I guess that's a little bit of useful loot. Off we go. Let's make sure we quick save. I know we got a bunch of eyeless coming up. Lord knows I don't think that's going to be an easy fight in the slightest. Alright, let's wait for Itamok. And we'll stealth it.
They shall see nothing while I see much.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just start the combat. Unless...
Your thoughts
does
must
she
flow
have-
deeply indeed.
Okay, she does. Alright.
Brave thou
That's fine. She'll have it ready to go. Throw interrupt. I'm gonna try and run my way around the side.
Hey.
We're gonna have him just charge forward at the wizard.
Following your lead.
You can keep him busy.
Ready, Watcher.
Target down probably the Lingwathan. Okay, we should be good with that.
Yes.
Let's put in slow here. Okay, Kana is paralyzed. Gonna rage.
Your thoughts must flow deeply indeed.
Let's mark our target. Let's actually mark Decent Glothan. Oh god, that's gonna probably hurt.
Hey.
Okay, where you at? Go ahead and make a big swing. Try and knock these guys down before we start taking a massive number of spells.
Yes.
Okay, that should be fine. Actually, I think the last thing I can do here is this. Crap. No, it's not enough range. Alright. I'd rather stop the wizard from throwing spells. Okay, good. That's a good interrupt. Go ahead and throw luck.
Yes.
Nice. It's down. I can probably catch... Can I catch this guy with it as well? No. Alright, let's just knock out this wizard. Savage blow. Next.
My mind.
Bring them down.
Down he goes.
Brave thou Philotheli.
Hey, the Dragon Ball shield upgraded. Very nice. Taste of the Hunt. Nice. That's another life steal ability that's just...
Hey.
That's gonna turn out really good for him. Okay, loot the lizard folk. Alright. Let's go back into
I shall be
stealth.
quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
Okay, quick save. And now we look for... Oh, there's the eyeless. Okay.
Brave thou not
Okay. Not as I intended, but here we are. Alright, let's use interrupt. Okay. Next, heal. He's about to go stomp all over poor Kana. Or not Kana, Eder, but we'll see how that goes. Let's see if we can do that.
Well,
Alright. I do believe I have... I think I have a resurrection somewhere. I have one somewhere, I believe. It might be fourth? Yeah, revive the fallen. There it is. Alright. Let's get it up. There we go. Editors. That one busy. Mini stun. Okay, we aggroed another. Okay, we need to start throwing out the big buffs. It's gonna start getting a little janky. Okay. Paragon's treachery. This is the problem. I didn't play for like a week, and now I'm like trying to remember all these Durant spells that I wanted to use. I think it's Champion's Boon. Yeah, Champion's Boon's really good. Do we have any AoEs? That's the main thing we want right now. To all allies in the area of effect. Deflection bonus. Okay, first let's use the free one. I think that's the most important. Okay, that one looks like it's a range one. You know, I'm gonna save my cannon blast. I'm gonna use one of the... Okay, this islands are definitely gonna give me the business if I'm not careful. Okay, Shining Beacon, Searing Seal. Alright. Colin is down. I don't think I'm gonna worry about getting him up yet. Yeah. Maybe go on like this. Okay, he's down. Okay, Durant's. You know what? This would be a good time for you to probably use this. Who does this have to target? Oh, it hurls it at an enemy. Okay. Doing allies with actually my bonuses. Yeah, we already did that one. Alright, let's see. We don't need to do any healing. We have Dire Blessing, which is going to be really good if I can keep that on Gustavus. Okay, I was hoping that this would... There we go. Alright. These things are very tough. Unfortunately, Kana did go down. That's going to be a bit of a pain. Let's see.
as you wish.
Not bad. We can rest. Okay, cool. I'm gonna rest. Just to get Kana back up, recharge my spells. I got plenty of camping supplies. I don't know how difficult this is gonna be going forward. The cave is probably gonna be filled with them, so I'm sure that'll be a challenge in and of itself. I think we have to go around. No, not sure exactly where. Maybe I have to go this way.
Yes.
So we rage. We use interrupt.
Thoughts were done.
Tentacle. That's not good. Whatever that is. Okay. Throw this here. Okay, I think I gotta keep Connor back. He's getting kicked around way too hard. Like, he does not have the tankiness to get around it. Okay, we got another one, so I'm gonna go in on it. Oh, that's per rest. Okay, so I can keep using that. Alright, good.
Hey.
Eder as well.
What?
Alright. Let's see. Alright. That is a lot of tentacles. Just try and focus them down as quickly as you can.
My mind.
Back. Alright, I didn't think I was gonna have to buff that much for these things, but apparently I am. Okay. Oh wait, wrong target. Okay. Next. Over there. What are the saves on this thing? I have no idea. Okay, well, that's weird, but okay. Let's use Dire Blessing. Let's use Dire Blessing on everyone back here. Okay. We have a free consecrated ground. Okay, I'm gonna have them focus on him. I think between Eder and myself, we should be able to easily knock this thing down.
My mind feels sharp. Throw out a minor. My mind feels sharp as steel.
No.
No prisoners!
My mind feels sharp.
Alright, that should be good.
Another of Andra's mindless servants. I'll see her paid for this.
Following your lead.
Alright, let's have him use his gun. Did we pick up... Do we have any other guns worth using here for him? Disappointer. $60 armor. Terrible. Why is terrible? I guess I could replace that and make it exceptional. Right? That probably worked like that, I assume. Yeah, okay, there we go. Sure. Yeah, alright. Let's see. What's his accuracy with this thing? That item cannot occupy that slot. Okay. Yeah, sure. I mean, it's not the world's best accuracy, but it's not terrible. Exceptional arquebus as well. Yeah, why don't we do this? We'll put the exceptional arquebus there. Nice. So now I have a choice between arquebus and that. Okay. Veil piercing. Okay. Let's try using this one first. Alright. I need to redo my formation real quick. And we'll throw him back here. Keep each mock up front.
As you wish.
Alright.
What? You can. What?
We'll hold on to the rest of these for now. I'll throw one to the ground though.
Moe, Ixi, Anna, Ixnaru, Brave.
Okay, that's a lot of damage that I've taken there.
What?
Okay. Let's see. We should have a heal here. Should have a very strong heal.
It's what repels my.
I was assuming that would heal me. What the hell? A lot of damage. Yikes. Wait, oh. That explains a couple of things. Alright. More heals, please.
Can't get a good shot.
My thoughts were dull.
Okay. Let's do this. Okay. Some time to kill. Am I just missing a lot?
There's no end to it.
This one's just missing a lot. Let's see. Comrades. Put her bold. Okay. Alright.
Of course.
We had to use a lot of stuff there just to stay in that one. Okay. Don't want to rest. Yeah, I have no idea what's down there. I'm going to rest one more time before we head down. These guys are pretty tough to fight. So I'd rather not go down there unprepared. Hair of Andra. Columns of water rise up from the pool in front of you, shifting and writhing, whipping the air around them in a vortex. This can only be Andra's hair, appearing before you at a fraction of the size typically reported by mariners unfortunate enough to encounter them on the high seas.
You have done well to have come so far. I confess I was not certain you would make it, but I do not wish to give false hope. The greater challenge remains in front of you.
Didn't expect it to be easy.
Running through the core of this rock is a large growth of crystal. You will know it when you see it. A blow to the crystal would reverberate through the walls of this place. Strike it enough and the entire structure would crumble. The eyeless would be buried. Of course, it would take a person years to cause enough damage.
But not with the help of the eyeless.
Then you know what must be done. Strike the crystal with Obidon's hammer. The eyeless will wake and come to its call. Join in striking the crystal. They will cluster together and bury themselves. I have realized it is best that they should be ended, for within each of them is a small piece of Obidon himself. Upon their deaths, those fragments and the memories they contain will be safely dispersed. I had not considered the dangers of allowing them to persist, until a watcher appeared at my abbey.
What aren't you telling me?
A single strike upon the crystal will not be enough. The eyeless respond only as long as the hammer rings. You will need to remain until their work is complete, wielding the hammer until the walls come crumbling down.
What? But that would mean...
If the eyeless won't stop until I'm dead, I might as well return the favor.
It is a difficult thing to accept that one's dying day has already been marked. It is good that you have no illusions about your own. The eyeless cannot be reasoned with or fled from. One day not far from now, they would kill you and level the Deerwood. You have seen what they will do. This is the way you can stop them. And the truth is that you are marked by the eyeless for a reason. It would be better for all if the things you have seen were forgotten.
A tidy ending for the Sea Queen. But we'll write our own, right?
Crushing's a bad way to go. Maybe we should just hang ourselves.
A great sacrifice for a greater good.
I'm pretty sure I don't die here, so I'm sure something will happen.
Brave thou Philoth.
What?
Well?
Go with it.
And throw down the bonuses. Okay.
Of course.
go find this big crystal and bring an end to this eyeless problem. I just got kicked. Okay. How about you move forward? Do this.
Yes.
I should go back to the attack.
No prisoner! No prisoner!
Apparently I'm still stunned. Well, crap. Alright. Let's do this. Fine. Let's use concentrated ground. Back up. Oh, is this once more counter right? I should be using this. Yeah.
No prisoners! Ixmaru! Don't even slow. Ah!
Okay. Judging by the claw marks and scales around the edge of the pool, we believe it is regularly used by the Gustavus. You see something shimmering in the depths. Let's save before we do that. I got pretty good athletics, but so does Eder. We'll use Eder. Eder dives in and immediately feels the cold bite of the water. The water is calm, but a person with weak constitution will suffer greatly. Submerged for more than a few moments. Well, he's got that covered. Dive towards its shimmering light. Eder shrugs off the intense cold and dives towards the light, glimmering in the murky depths of the cave. Nice. Eder quickly recovers a cache of Linguethif treasures, including a variety of coins and a set of surprisingly well-preserved plate greaves. Unfortunately, the disturbance of the horde was observed by a pack of Linguethif that are swimming in order to investigate. Hiding from the Linguethif would be difficult, but attempting to outswim them would require phenomenal athletic ability. Well, he's got that in spades. Despite a desperate effort, he's quickly spotted. He bolts up through the water towards the surface, but they take several swipes along the way, leaving one leg badly injured. He barely manages to escape the water with the legs still attached. They erupt from the pool. Okay, well, this should be pretty simple. Okay, let's do this.
You can trust us.
And he has pretty high athletics too. I thought he would be able to do that. Is mine higher than his? No, he's got 9 athletics. I honestly thought he had that covered. Huh.
Of course.
I suppose probably need like maybe 10 or 12 athletics. Alright, Durance. Yeah, these eyeless are going down pretty easily. Oh, there's a giant crystal.
I don't suppose we could shoot it from a safe distance.
I don't think so. I don't think this is like Thor's hammer. I don't think it comes back to my hand after I throw it. Climb down.
I would...
Brave Dalfilathialim.
We have a word
With the salty wench when this is over.
with the salty wench.
I thought she was gonna let me do
What
this.
is
It's like a trap?
Minefield.
Okay. Yeah, everyone's kind of really too close together here, but...
My mind.
Ixmaru!
Consecrate the ground.
What?
Put out the blessing. Actually, everyone being taught stuff like that is starting out pretty well. A Kraken.
Bring them down.
Let's go! Bring it on, Kraken!
What?
Okay, first off, let's do this. Okay, next. What else we got? Okay, let's do this.
So much for you.
It's intercession. Let's see. Let's give Gustavus the big buffs. Let's get all the buffs on Gustavus. Oh, wait. Oh. I wasn't even halfway through with my buffs. You can't die that fast. Rude. My game froze? There we go. An enormous crystal juts from the wall like a spearhead protruding from a wound. An army of reflections stare back at you from the crystal's perfect facets. It echoes the sounds of your footsteps in soft ringing hums. Someone will have to take up Abaddon's hammer and strike the crystal, and Andra warned that whoever does so will be buried in this place with the eyeless. I'll do it myself.
The gods really have it in for you. I wish they knew you like I did.
As long as I live, Masuk will sing your name alongside Persok's.
Everyone will know what you've done for us. I'll tell everyone I know. Not even the Sea Queen herself could stop me.
Your sacrifice will save many lives.
Straight into the fire, then. Your chances aren't favorable. But at least you've learned to embrace the test. I told you I'd be good for you, Watcher.
You take the diving helm and tuck it away, just in case. You heft the hammer and swing it at the crystal. Perfect, clear tones ring through the air and resonate through your teeth. Seconds later, ripples shiver through the water and something big is coming. You give the others a final nod. The rest of the party scrambles out of the flooded cavern and flees through the tunnels. You continue hammering at the crystal, each strike magnifying the last. The echo builds into physical tremors. Meanwhile, a heavier rhythm pulses through the cave. Footsteps, dozens of them. The others round the corner only to see a line of eyeless advancing. The creatures stagger to the rhythm of the hammer thuds below, yet they crane their necks towards the party, ratcheting their piston arms. Cast ringleader. Serial caster, pretty meta. They roar and turn on their neighbors. Chaos ripples down the line as the eyeless turns toward the commotion. Dodge past them. The party sprints past the distracted monsters. Fortunately, the creatures are too focused on the hammering to give chase, and they continue towards the cavern. You maintain a steady tempo on the crystal. Eyeless gather in the cavern where they batter the walls in time with the hammer's rhythmic blows. The ground shakes, falling rocks and shattered crystals splash to the ground. The party flees through the dark, rumbling corridors. More spellbound eyeless shamble along, but they're too entranced by the swelling cadence to take more than an idle swipe at the party. The tunnel narrows, light filters through ahead, and the exit must be around the next bends. But it's clogged with rubble. Meanwhile, the ground drops several feet at once, and the tunnel begins rolling on its axis. The distant sound of rushing water echoes. Frenzy. Smash the rubble. Consider other options. Pry bar? Wait, hold on. Pry bar. We'll take a practiced eye. Kana. He notices a loose boulder and wedges a pry bar beneath it. A gentle nudge knocks it loose and sends the rubble rolling away. The moon shudders again. The party escapes onto the ice just as the thunderous crash sounds from below. Eyelets continue pouring into the cavern. With every visible tunnel and crevice, your ears ring at the ever-growing cacophony of smashing rock and shattering crystal. Meanwhile, the water level is rising. A skull-splitting crack rends the air, and a surge of water knocks you from your feet. The entire cavern rotates, plunging you into a freezing soup of jagged metal, torn flesh, and stone. The others dash across the lake. The icy squeals and crackles, rocking dangerously underfoot. The sinking moon groans. Long fissures race across the ice. Yeah, use that quickest of his tribe, Chan. Go. Go, Kana. Fills the party with vigor. Everyone speeds ahead while the ice cracks harmlessly behind them. At last, everyone reaches the safety of the shore. In the middle of the lake, only the tip of the moon is still visible above the ice. The survivors watch in silence as it sinks into the depths. You trudge through the rubble at the lake's bottom. The water is freezing and the air in the diving helmet is acrid, and the sound of your own breathing roars in your ears. Still, it is better than drowning. You navigate out of the settling rubble and see the ghostly light of the surface above. At last, you reach the shallows. You punch through a thin crust of ice and crawl ashore, trembling but alive. Hell yeah. I lived. You stand at the edge of the lake. The bobbing of the ice and the rippling of the water surface slows until you're looking at a moment frozen in time. When the world begins moving once more, it moves in reverse. What? The surface of the water churns, and the royals like it's about to speed something up. And it does. The fragment of Aeoni Brather rises, unbroken. Ice reforms across the surface of the lake, spreading in long, freezing fingers. Eyeless file out of the moon fragments and onto the ice. They wind around the moon in an ever-widening spiral. They stop as the head of the line reaches you. They speak in a single voice that resonates with grinding metal and a hissing steam.
We shatter and sink, discarded like worn tools. Why have you consigned us to oblivion?
You have killed many innocent people.
We do not cherish violence, but we will fight to defend the legacies of this world. In one hand, a hammer. In the other, a mace. We protect the greatest works of civilization, lest it collapse beneath its own weight.
Well, why did you storm Durgan's battery 200 years ago? Something like that.
We would sooner sacrifice our own bodies than dislodge a single stone from such a place. Why do you torment us with baseless accusations?
Who else could have done such damage to the mighty Pergrutan fortress?
Then we were betrayed.
You were transformed against your will.
And we were made to betray something we cherish.
You feel the bitter agony like a hammer strike. The legacy of the Ingwethans, you mean?
The bedrock of civilization.
Suddenly, they attack the ice beneath them, slicing and shattering it with mighty swings of their iron arms, and where the ice breaks, ancient towers rise, blotting out the blue sky with white peaks. Andra wanted Ingwethan civilization forgotten.
Better for her tides to ebb and her seas to dry up.
than to cover a single stone being within's laid. Each culture builds on the bones of the last, yet many only look up at where they would go, never down at the foundations that bear them. Like a mason who builds a listing tower. What peril do they inflict on their progeny? And what dishonor on their forebears?
The betrayal of memory upsets you greatly.
It is accepting a gift only to spit in the face of the giver. Every advance in the crafts and institutions of Kith was forged by skill and sacrifice. A people cut off from their history will wither. They deserve no less.
Then what do you suggest?
To pull the blinders from the eyes of gods and Kith. That is why we must return to ourselves and restore Abidan.
Very well. Return to yourselves and be the god of preservation once more.
We shall see this world and its people restored.
Suddenly it ends and you are standing in the snow, looking over Karen's scar.
The Eyeless disappeared beneath the lake, their bond to Andra finally severed. With this threat ended, hope returned to the White March. Hunters returned to the wildernesses, and travelers to the roads. Tales of the Watcher's bravery replaced stories of monsters in the woods. The villagers of Stalwart busied their hands with work and their tongues with song, eager to seize on the promise of peace.
Echo of the Maker. Oh, dang, dude. Frighten. Grants Echo of the Maker passive.
Yes.
It's just like a passive, like on hit? What is this? No, it's just a constant AoE around me? Wait, what? Wait, that's kind of crazy. Abaddon's power on crit. Okay. Mythic. That's a lot of extra accuracy. Very nice.
Yes.
Wow. Well, that's something.
Of course.
Oh, wait. We can go back to White March this way. Let's see. I guess it's all done then. Well, now we can head back and continue the main campaign. Very nice. Well, that accomplished. Actually, where do we need to go? I guess that's it. Let's see here. He was headed to Twin Elms. Okay. Alright then. Looks like I can probably get there through Stonewall Gorge. I can do a very quick conclusion though, I feel. Oh well. Any upgrades? Oh, Botanical Garden. Oh yeah, an Artificer's Hall. Okay, I got a few things to finish. Very nice. He arrives at last. Well, well. A woman in robes flanked by an armed group savors every word before whispering the next. Finally. You should have remained in Defiance Bay. She draws a smile, pale and full, that droops below her recessed chin. But I'm glad you didn't have better sense. I've looked forward to this since you got in our way. Any last words? After all the effort you've mustered, it'd be a shame to end quietly. Good, some worthwhile action. I could use a bit of vengeful violence. You won't give up. I can see that now. Our spears are wise for wanting to stall you. Wait. Where's my hammer? Oh wait, I have the hammer out. Okay, good. You guys fucked up. You came right into the middle of wide. Smacking hammer. Okay. And welcome to the grinder. That hammer is crazy. Like, absolutely crazy. Also, I'm pretty sure I out-level those guys significantly.
Varathus! What is it?
Daddle!
No prisoner! I have...
You know, I thought that Tidefall was going to end up being like a really strong weapon, right? Like, because of the lifesteal, but this hammer, and it's like multiple stuns on stuns. Like, it's so good. Your party is considered high level for the content in Elmshire. Would you like the critical path to be increased? You get the same rewards. Why would I want higher difficulty for the same rewards? It's standard.
Audra Arch, dead ahead.
Bring them down!
Down they go.
Of course.
There's a
Yes.
lot of them there. Okay.
I have them!
Okay, and let's just do this. And let's also do this. Okay, let's do this.
It's the room!
Hey, you ranked up, dude. Yeah, we need more athletics. Alright. Eye of the Storm. Barbaric Retaliation. That seems pretty crazy. Dragon Leap. Another Daze. And the Bloodthirst seems pretty cool. But so does Barbaric Retaliation. There's a lot of good stuff here. I'm gonna go with the Retaliation. I like that. Anytime they basically attack me, they just take damage.
Brave Dalfila Thili. Don't even poet!
Also ranked up. Let's put his athletics up to 10. I guess do I put vigorous defense? That could be good too. Should damage taken redirected to the caster? No, I don't need him to do that. That could be pretty good. Also, immunity to frighten could be pretty good too. I also like the critical defense. I think I'm gonna go with critical defense. Then he can't get crit. Most hits are going to start being, like, some of the hits are going to start being turned into grazes. Like, that's good. He just becomes harder and harder and harder to do any damage to. Arch looms over you. Just as you saw through Perusk's eyes, Sagani turns, watching the trees for a moment. As the arch shadow falls over you, the wooded shore fades into a different scene. You're standing in another forest. Blackened, bare trees, bare trunks claw their way out of the soil and keep a solemn vigil over the young trees and tender shrubs. You move slowly through the woods, and the ruins scattered throughout them. Stone pillars and broken arches show the bones of some destroyed buildings. Between and amidst it are all elves and orlins, their faces painted and their bows drawn. Burnt trees, crumbling ruins. Where is this?
I'll follow you.
It.
I always get a strange feeling near the end of a hunt. like an itch on the end of my nose. I feel like we're close.
You sound surprised.
I am. After all this time. A part of me had already accepted that I'd never find him. That I'd be stuck wandering like this forever. I'll admit, I didn't believe you at first. Still didn't until now.
What changed?
I haven't spent this much time around anyone since the long hunts in Nasitok. But I've gotten to know you, seen how you deal with Kith. Whatever else you turn out to be when we find Theos, you're honest. I know you wouldn't lead me astray in this.
What I mean is thanks. No one's done this much for me in a very long time. Feels almost like I'm part of a village again. What will you do when this is over?
Good question.
It's been hard to see a purpose behind the last 5 years, but lately I've started realizing just how much Perosk shaped our village. How his efforts and sacrifices added up, made us stronger. Bringing his blessing back to Mossuk will strengthen us and draw us even closer together, and I'm proud to know that I'll be the one returning with it. She thumps the Adra wall with the heel of her hand, but I'm getting ahead of myself. First, we gotta find Perosk, as well as your quarry. Should give me time to figure out what I'll say to him. What do you think you'll tell him?
I guess that depends on who he is now. I'd like to think that traveling for 5 years entitles me to give him a solid earful about all of it. But what really matters to someone in Persok's position? The village he left behind? The family he likely won't remember?
I wish my fresher memories had told me more about the people closest to me.
Must be lonely not knowing a thing like that. I guess I've taken that much for granted.
Anyway, here's to finding our men soon. Well, onward. Alright, Kama, up your mechanics again. Okay, that's not bad. An aura of 30-point damage shield. Friendly aura. Restoring damage is endurance. You don't say. Both of those are really good. I'm gonna go with the return damage is endurance. Well, now I gotta reorganize a little bit here, because that's actually quite good. Yeah, it's work. Okay. I already have plenty of stuff that does fragments right now, so I don't think that's really super necessary. I think this could work. Do something like this. Alright, Sagani's up next. Twinned arrows, huh? That's pretty cool. Each shot has reduced accuracy. I like that though. That's pretty cool.
I'm here.
Parasite, what the hell is this? That's pretty cool. I like that one though. That one's pretty good. Pretty good. All right.
As you wish.
Twisted ankle. Oh damn. Well, maybe we should rest.
Brave thou Philoth
Alright, kill the Rain Blight first. Bothering with the ransom stuff right now. These guys are pretty good. I will say probably worthwhile to put like maybe Durant's here instead, or maybe do something like this. Yeah, we could stack it something like that. What we got here? What in the world? Okay, I guess I can't use that to go anywhere yet.
Brave thou Philoth.
Hell, no. Please, traveler. The man on the ground gasps for air, clutching his chest as he struggles. On closer examination, you see his red cloak obscures the full extent of his injuries. His face is whitened as blood pools around him. Please, traveler. He reaches out, arduously extending his hands. Help the man to his feet. No, he moans, slipping out of your grip. Don't trouble yourself. This body is a ruined shell, but my soul will live on. That is all that matters. What happened? Forgetful, so careless. Cuts on my knuckles from morning practice. The Stelguard, they smelled the blood on me, thought they found their next meal. They were almost correct. The man lets out a long sigh and smiles at you with a slow, knowing nod. You are known to us, Watcher. We know you have treated others honestly, fairly. His face becomes pale and lapses into a wide smile. And I have need of someone trustworthy to finish my mission. I'm not gonna lie, your wounds look too severe to be helped. I have borne upon my flesh countless injuries, and I know this time I will not recover. The long walk of my life concludes here, but my soul is prepared. This must be delivered to my order. Take it. It needs to be carried to the celestial sapling. Give this to my brothers. They will reward you. Do not open it. The contents are for my brothers only. If the seal is broken, they will. Blood erupts from his mouth. Okay, he dies. Okay. Alright, stow it in my pack. Bleh.
Anyone suspected of treachery must be reported at once. Good, you have come. You have heard of the recent defections from our order caused by this apostate in Kratom.
Yes, I have.
This is a dangerous woman whose lies spread like plague. She inspires chaos, sows conflict. Because of these unusual circumstances, I am speaking to all our initiates personally to ensure there is no more dissension.
Because she was one of us.
Who she was no longer matters. If her following continues to grow, there will be war, and all our work will be undone. You were recruited from Kratom, were you not? You must have known this heretic woman, Yavara.
She's my sister.
This is deeply troubling. She cannot be your sister. Not anymore. For the love of the gods, you must destroy all feelings you have for her.
She stopped being my sister long ago.
She has become something new and terrible to all of us now. I am trusting you to remain loyal to the gods in this. If you do not, you will have greater powers than me to answer to. But you will answer to me as well.
I understand. Hearth Song. Oh my.
Hail, Estramor.
Another fugitive from the burning city? The 6 tribes of Glanfath welcome you to Twin Elms. Before you lies the Hearthsong district. You are free to explore it, but do not let your feet stray away into other districts. Those are forbidden from Estramorn. Why is it forbidden? Twin Elms is a sacred city, built where the first keepers of stone met the builders. It exists alongside the works of the builders and is the only place in all of Glanfath where it is permitted to set foot on one of these sacred places. The Estramorn, however, do not have proper respect for the stones here. A leader of one of these tribes could give you permission to enter this, or permission of the city. Only Anamenfath Bethwill is present in the passage of the 6 today, and she has her own troubles. Do you have any other questions? No, I'm good. I'll keep it in mind. Best that you keep your visit brief. Word has reached our ears that riots have ended and the gates of Defiance Bay have opened once more.
Trees could use more of Margaret's touch.
Let's see here. Builder's Hearth. Alright, let's go to the Passage of the 6. Let's talk to that lady.
Another Estramor. What do you want?
Sagani leans in. Careful. This woman's young for an elder and looking to prove herself. Looking for another who passed through the city.
Few Estramoran are given the freedom of our sacred city. That you ask for this person is suspicious. There are reasons we don't let you Estramoran roam our sacred city. Reasons I am coming to understand.
So you're having some kind of trouble? Perhaps I can help.
Looters have grown bolder at the sites of the builders. The people of Defiance Bay set fire to their own city. And every week, the 3 Tusk Stelgar bring news of more desperate settlers pushing at our borders, trying to escape their plague of Anolfane children.
Suddenly, you feel the presence of someone else in the hall. The Amanfath continues to glare at you, but something has stepped out of her skin and reaches toward you.
Permitting more strangers the freedom of the city is out of the question right now. Go and be thankful that Anamthoth Shemok doesn't sit in the passage of the Six today. He would not be so kind as I.
A vision of an Orlan man appears next to her. He has the same green-brown fur and hazel eyes as she does. Help me reason with them, he points behind you. Turning, you see the ghostly shapes of 5 other Amonfatha, another Orlan with tawny fur and a scarred face, a frowning dwarf, a Blackford Orlan, and 2 elves. You're angry about something. I hear it in your voice. What is it? Are the outrages I listed for you not enough? Trouble brews, and none of it my choosing. The spectral Orlan takes another step from her, setting his foot down with a slow, heavy motion. Tendrils of essence strain between them, and he grimaces and leans forward as if struggling against a gale. The angry Amenfoth winces. War, the spectral Orlan's voices, rasping croak. They've headed for war. Remind them of Furwelt's warning. Does Furwelt's warning mean anything to you? Furwelt's soul image gasps. Taut threads of essence tug at him, drawing him back into the Amenfoth. He looks up at you again. I tried to tell them. The builders' souls have touched even the Estromorn.
You'd better explain yourself.
Builder souls have touched even the Estromorn.
There's no way you could have known this saying. Not unless you are a Galuth on Anams, a watcher of souls.
Furwell tried to warn the other tribes about something. What was it?
Feralt's warning came before the Broken Stone War. Feralt, my ancestor on my mother's side, was Anamthoth of our tribe then. When the Estromoric farmers defiled the builders' monuments, Feralt urged the other Anamthotha to patience, but louder, angrier voices prevailed. Feralt believed that the invaders could be taught to respect the builders as we do. He also believed the builders' souls had spread to all peoples, and that we should avoid needless conflict with others. More practically, he worried that a violent response would only spur further bloodshed across the generations, and you can see where we are today.
After 2 wars, the Direwood, his warning is more relevant than ever.
While Feralt's words were shrewd, they were ignored back then. Simply remembering his warning now will not undo the wars and the changes that the years have seen. There is blood on these stones, and that is all anyone remembers now.
An image of polished Audra cube flashes into your mind. There's writing on the sides, but the image is too faint for you to read it. The Amenfoth turns away from you and looks at the ground, gnawing at a pointed claw. So give them something else to remember. I'm afraid I already have.
Another Estromor came through here a few days ago, and, well, letting him through was a mistake. One I am eager not to repeat. The Guided Compass tribe has a reputation for being too soft with Estromoran. One that will not be improved by my failure to stop this man, who has desecrated our most sacred sites.
That sounds like the man I'm here to stop.
I won't repeat a mistake in my haste to correct it. We bar twin elves from Estromoran to protect the ancient places that the builders left behind. The builders left this heritage to us to defend, but they alone had access to it. On this much, at least the 6 tribes agree.
You again see the polished Adra cornerstone. This time, the image is clear. Each face of the stone is inscribed with a phrase you know by heart, and you feel your lips form words. A gift from the builders of civilization to the guardians of their legacy. May the guardians watch the door while the builders keep the key.
These were the words given to the keepers of the stone.
I know.
Very well. The city is yours to explore. Tell the guard at the gate that you come to see the cornerstone with the blessing of the guided compass. If the gods have truly returned one of the builders to us, find the Delimgon of Ter Everon in Elm's Reach. If the gods have sent you here with a purpose, the Delimgon will know.
Alright. Seems legit. Alright, let's go sell some stuff at the market then. Do they have an inn I can stay at?
Hail, Estremor.
What's your trade? Can I see them? Hell yeah, here we go. Alright. Don't need these. Okay. Let's do that. Okay. Money is getting quite meaningless now. Good grief. Alright then. $100,000 coppers. Alright.
Estromor.
Let's see what you have. Okay, nothing great. Okay. Let's see here. I've come to see the cornerstone with the blessing of the guided compass. Go on then, and mind your step. Elm's Reach. Let's see, what sands? Tier Eberron, there it is. Gotta talk to some Dalagan over here. Nope.
You have stayed true to our cause, Inquisitor, when so many others have not. For every heretic we confess, for every betrayer that burns on our pyres, new sheep continue to flock to Iavara Ix Incios. But not you. I underestimated you in the beginning, but no longer.
You want me, Grand Inquisitor?
It is not for honor that I summoned you today, but for duty. Too many of our own have confessed upon the wheel and the rack and the flame. Too many of our faithful have had their minds poisoned by the Kratom witch. The tide is against us now. We have but one option. Iavara's following must see her exposed for what she is. She must confess her heresy before my court.
How would we reach her?
Not in Kratom, surely. Their lord has embraced her heathen faith and protects her with his army. But in Oceanus, things would be different. The king of Oceanus is a sinful man. We have helped him to see the error of his ways, and now he fears for his soul. He would pay any price for absolution.
But how would we get Iavara to move there?
You have already done much for the Inquisition. I wouldn't ask this were there any other choice.
Two identical women seem to fade into view as they move away from the great trees. Their skin is tree bark, rigid and scaly, wreathed in curling tangle of roots, buds, and blooms. Their hair hangs beneath the shade of serrated leaves like the drooping branches of the elms above, and the pupils of the eyes are encircled by hundreds or even thousands of concentric rings, as if to mark the accumulated wisdom of millennia.
Turn around, flesh creature. Outsiders are not permitted to approach the elms.
Do you not feel it, sister? Something familiar. An ancient soul, like the other one. Another defiler, no doubt. Let us fell him and be troubled no more. It would pay the debt of his predecessor.
So it would seem, Rhiannon. But we must not hasten to judgment. I see a different motive here. Different questions in these eyes.
What of it, young trespasser? Is it as my sister says? Or are you here to stain this place with foul deeds?
I think a man who came through here. Sounds like you've already met him.
There! By his own admission, Sheetha.
Really, sister? And you wonder why your leaves begin to fall out before midsummer? Clearly that man did not want to be followed. Whatever the relationship here, I suspect it is anything but cordial. The answer is yes, old one. We crossed paths with Theos not long ago, and we can tell you where he went. But I find it curious that anyone would seek him out. Suspicious, even. If we are to help you find him, we would know why.
Stopping him might end Wadelin's legacy.
So that is the reason he passed this way. This is low, even for the Leaden Key.
I told you we should have confronted him, Sheila. He has always been a poison.
It would have been the last thing we ever did, sister. Who can be said to have ever gotten the better of Theos?
Yes, but imagine how much fun it would have been. Can't you just picture him all strung up in vines like an angry little puppet?
But that's not what this is really about, is it? You are bound to that man. I see it now. You are awakened. Your soul is awake, and something once buried deep now wells to the surface. Past overwhelms present, closes in around you. Your time has nearly reached its end.
Just need to get to him.
I am sorry to tell you this, but Theos cannot give you what you seek. Nor can any man. An awakening cannot be undone, any more than your past can be undone.
What's she mean? I thought Merwold said... What? Kana glances at you. But that can't be right. Not after everything. There must be someone else we can ask. Sagani's gaze flickers to you. I'm sorry. Durance. We did not come down this road together to be refused passage by a pair of talking saplings. Grieving mother. To be chained to such a past. Her face is pale and her eyes are hollow. A bitter and grievous thing, Watcher. This has all been for nothing, and I'm going to lose my mind.
The soul is formless without a past to shape it. Did you truly expect to be able to wipe it away?
I'd rather have tried to put things right. A noble thought before the lifetimes to separate you from your problems.
However, as much as my sister speaks truly that there is no way back from an awakening, there may yet be a way forward. Would you agree, Shiva?
I would. Were the way not so likely to end in death.
You underestimate me.
Or perhaps you underestimate your foe, Old One. Where your soul is renewed in its ignorance in each span of your life, his only grows in cunning and resolve.
The man Theos you must already know by now. You are linked by a common past. Something about it lingers within you, festering, unresolved. What it is I cannot see any more than you. And without that knowledge, your doom is certain. But were you to learn the source of this discord, perhaps it could be put to rest. Though it is equally possible it will trouble you as much now as it did then, and merely speed your condition to its end.
My past comes to me in pieces. How do I unlock the rest?
You might wait for it to come on its own, of course. But when it comes, it will replace your sanity's last breath. Such is the nature of your condition.
Or you could learn it from someone who already knows.
Theos, would he remember?
It is said the gods made his memory perfect, that he may never forget his charge. If he ever knew, he still does.
Not that he would tell you, of course.
You have followed the right person for the wrong reason, it seems. We see it often beneath the elms. The soul dragging mind and body to unknown places for unfathomable reasons. You may have wandered into Theos' path many times, in many lifetimes, without an awakening to show you why.
The only thing that's certain is you did not find what you sought.
And you said you know where he went?
He has gone down beneath the tower to a place older than we, where the people of Engwith once walked. He makes his way to the buried city, Sun and Shadow.
May he stay down there and rot with the remains of his people.
He may yet. He won't be returning the way he came, that much is certain. He opened a secret path in the tower's base, and saw it destroyed behind him through some vile means.
Is there another way?
We know of one. On the burial isle, through the court of the penitents, Braeth Yaman. A shortcut, in fact.
Don't be cruel, sister. The way my sister speaks of is not for the faint of heart. A great pit at the center of a forgotten court, where faiths were judged in place of crimes. To most, it is simply a gateway to death. With the help of the gods, it can take you where you want to go.
What do you mean with the help of the gods?
The pit is said to have been a means of judgment by the gods. Those cast into it are meant to die. It is that way you must pass to reach Sun and Shadow. The court is old. We do not know much for certain, but it would seem only the gods themselves can grant passage.
What is it?
No more than a ruin now. It is older than we, a place for the trial of heretics. We were not here to witness it, but at one time there was a group that refused to acknowledge the gods. Neither the first nor the last, of course, but these were numerous and all put on trial for it. Those who did not repent were cast into the pit and imprisoned below. The fall killed them, of course. The prison was not for people but for their souls, and their sentences were eternal. It is said that many of the condemned repented and were permitted by the gods to ascend from the pit, so long as they pledged their service to one of them. But these are old legends.
How would I get the gods to help?
Behind us is Ter Evron, said to pierce the shroud itself and a place of communion with all gods. If ever there was a time for prayer, you have found it.
So the only way through this pit is to pray for help.
Not the only way. Just the only one that doesn't end with your body impaled on jagged rocks.
And who would I pray to? Any god you can.
I would pray first to those gods you like best. I hope for your sake, the feeling is shared.
Okay, how do I pray?
Ter Evron is also called the Hall of Stars, and the stars show us the allegiances of the gods. When stars are in conjunction, we know the gods they represent are aligned as well. You should choose a place to pray where you'll be closest to those you want to hear you. If a god stands alone, you should pray to that god. If they band together, you should address them all. Choose your words wisely, for all gods expect proper homage, and none has patience for fools.
All right,
Before you go, tell me this, old one. I'm curious. If you were to subdue your enemy, what would you do with him? What would give you peace?
I would set him on a better path.
The best path for him is the one that leads to a hungry dragon.
He has had thousands of years to set his mind. I would not be so sure I could change it. All the same, think on this matter. Be assured in your course. In the end, it may mean all the difference, not just to his soul, but to yours. And be warned. Some questions have answers that can never be learned. And it is those that trouble the soul above all others. May you find an answer to yours.
Okie dokie.
A brothel for the aged.
Okay. jaws open wide. That's Barath. Double-shaped egg, a pair of wings sprout from the egg. Hila. Okay. Galawain. Strange horned beast. From time to time you think you sense a faint chill emanating from the shrine. A piercing ring fills your ears as you near World Shrine. There is no other response. Interesting. So I have to choose to pray to one of these. Alright. I know it's a short stream, but I was not going to stream super long today. I will be back to stream tomorrow. I know I was gone for a little bit there. Been a crazy week full of a lot of crazy stuff. But I will be back tomorrow to stream, and we will make our decision on which of the gods to go with. For now, though, thanks everybody for showing up, and I will see you tomorrow.